Hello everybody, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a Lolita bat blouse. So this pattern is going to be available for you to get or purchase at the website that's in the description down below. So let's get started. Right now what I have already done is that I already printed my patterns, as you can see, right? And what you're going to do if you purchase this pattern, so as you can see here, I have already attached the sheets like this. You don't have to worry because everything is already in order. So just like I'm doing right here, let me show you. Right here, as you can see, here I have, just like I printed them, I'm just cutting this side, for example. Let me show you how I'm doing it. Like this. No. Okay. Let me check. Okay. And with my glue, I'm obviously gluing like okay. Okay. I'm gluing this side there, and very carefully, let me just again. Let's see, like this. Just align everything very well. Like so, you can, I hope you can see it. Like that. And I'll just continue. So as you can see, these patterns are in Spanish, but basically you'll just find them in English. In the description you'll find the link and you can get it anytime you'd like. Okay, so here I have all my patterns already cut. As you can see, there are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of each. So okay, here I have, and as you can see, this is the bat blouse. TE is backside. Well, TE costado is backside. Fabric cut 1 and the size, which is the 34. And here I have this one here, which is the back front of my blouse, in which you will lay this piece on the folding side of your fabric. And here I have the ruffles from the sleeve, and of course the sleeve, the placket, button placket. So I'm going to just keep them to the side, and here's the front piece, which is like this. But since the pattern making system that I have, I cannot make this like close my darts or anything. So what you're going to do here is to just fold like this, fold your dart or close the dart, and from this point, which is the side of it, to the waist mark, and then glue this dart with, I have this glue stick here, but you can use like whatever you have in hand, like this. Let me do it backside, like so. All right, and then I'm going to be cutting this part here just to make it even, okay, like this, and that's done. And next, what I'm going to do with my sleeve, as you can see up here, I don't have any marks, so what I'm going to do is to fold, just fold like I'm doing in half, like this, and mark that place. This is going to be the middle point of my sleeve, and you can also do it down here, but I won't because I don't really care about this part. And remember, here, remove again, okay, here is the back side of the sleeve and the front side, and marking this part here so you don't like lose it or lost it. So when you cut, we're going to pinch like this and like this, and you will know this is the back and this is the front, okay? So yeah, you can just do like I'm doing here, just give it a small cut like so, and again here a small cut like this, and now you have your marks done. Okay, so now that you have all your pieces, 9 pieces, we are ready to get our fabric to the table and start cutting everything. So I think I won't be showing you how I lay down every single piece, but well, remember, like I told you, you can use whatever color and whatever fabric you like. I recommend you to use cotton fabric, or if it is a polyester one, try to find out the one that's more lighter, like silk or any other kind. But if you live in a very hot area in the world, please make sure to have a light fabric. You can also make it with chiffon or fake chiffon, like polyester chiffon, or with a cotton fabric. Also, you can do it in whatever color you like, so don't worry about it. And I think that's basically it. And just like I told you, these are going to be purple, everything purple except for the collar part. Okay, so I think that's basically it, and so I'll start just cutting everything. Okay, so now that I have all my patterns completely cut, what I'm going to do is to take my fabric. I'll just be leaving this to the other side, and this is going to be just a small piece of this fabric, and I'm just going to hold like this. And what I'm going to do is just to adjust just like I want it to be, and yeah, just like that. I mean, just like that, like this. Remember these signs that I have here, and what I'm going to do is just to cut just like this. And yeah, so that's basically it, what I'm going to do. And also, well, for the main fabric here, I'm just going to unfold everything here and place it like so. And and I'll just start cutting and placing, of course, my patterns. Something, let me adjust, okay, just like so, like this. I'll just be placing everything together to have it just as best as I can. And you know, you can flip your patterns, doesn't matter, so it fits correctly and better like this. So another thing that I forgot to add here is that depending your size, you'll need that amount of fabric. For example, this fabric that I have here, the width of it is 110 centimeters, which is very narrow. So what you're going to do, if it is a fabric of 150 centimeters of width, and let's say you're size like 40, 44, or 38, I recommend you to buy 2 meters of this fabric, I mean of the 150 fabric. But if it is like this short, I would recommend from 2.5 and 3 meters of fabric. But just like I said, it's depending a lot of your size. Okay, so right now, like I told you, I have a size 34, which is the a small size. So what I'm going to do, well, I bought like 2 meters of it, and I know it's going to be enough since these patterns are short for me, so and tiny for me. So let's get started. Okay, so now here I have all the patterns cut, but first of all, and before I start explaining how to start sewing, so this is the preparation point, I'm going to interface these two. And also, other thing I didn't tell you is that actually instead of cut 1, it's going to be cut 2. But well, you'll see once you download the pattern, it's going to be 2 pieces of this color, so you don't have to like fold it and do it twice and whatever. So that's it. So here I have my interfacing, and other thing that I'm going to do once I start sewing, and this is completely optional, but I am going to add lace to this blouse. And well, I'm going to be adding this cotton lace, or it can be like this polyester lace, whatever's your choice and what fits you better for you. But I'm going to be using this one I dyed it myself. I usually buy it completely white, and I just dye it by myself. So that's the other thing that I want to tell you. So what I'm going to do now is, just like I told you, I'm going to do the interfacing of this. These are going to be the 2 pieces of the placket, and these just 2 of the 4 pieces. Okay, so now that I have both sides of the collar, we're going to be facing front sides to front sides. Remember, this is the back side, okay, or the wrong side more likely. And what we're going to do is to start sewing. Remember, this is the shoulder part. This is not going to be sewn, just from this point, from here to these curves, and we're going to end right here. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Just like this, like I showed you, right sides together. But before we I don't know how to call it, but before we do this, before we do this, we're going to cut like this all the curvy sides. We have to do this so it's nice and flat. It stays like the shape like we want it, but be careful not to cut. Be careful not to cut the seams, all right? Just like I'm doing, like this, and maybe here. All right, and now we're going to take the inside out, like so. Okay, so this side here, I'm going to be cutting so it's not too thick. And remember, guys, the seam allowance for this pattern is going to be 1 centimeter or like 3/8 inches, which is like the equivalent of it. Okay, like this, like this. Okay, I hope you can see correctly. Mostly because I'm using like a monopod, something like that. Okay, so with the pointy side of scissors or a pencil or whatever, be very careful and start just pushing like this. All right. But if you're not convinced like I am, let me see if I can just make it more thin, because I hate how this one looks like. So I'm going to be making it more thin, like so. Ta-da! Like this. So I'm going to be, well, I'll be just sewing the other pattern that I have here, and next I'll just press it, and what's coming later after that is that I'm going to show you how to start sewing the blouse. It's going to be really easy. Actually, you don't need a lot of experience doing this, but I'll just tell you how to prepare everything else, okay? Okay, so now I have here, let's start with the front side. Okay, I mean the center front and the front side, just like this. So I'm just going to unpin the pieces, both pieces. Okay, here I have my cushion. Okay. If you need it, you can just write it down. This is the front, this is the front side, the center front, whatever. But I don't usually do that. I just mark what's the wrong side, just the wrong side, because obviously I can't do any marks on the right side. Okay, so I think you know what we're going to do now. So one tip or trick I can show you is that we start by the lowest part, or like the waist part of our pattern, and we'll start sewing from this side all the way up to here. And since this is this one has 1 centimeter of how it's called seam allowance, I'm going to be doing this. and this part here has to be only 1 centimeter or 3/8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to be sewing the front side, and next I'm going to be sewing the back side. Remember, TE is back for me, TE, and T costado is back side, and center, and the center back, and the back side. Okay, so that's it for this moment. I'm going to start sewing. All right, so here I have the back, both back parts of this blouse. So I'll just be marking like I told you to do, or well, how I do it. If you want to, then you're super free to do it. And here's the back and the sides of it, like this, and just place them like this. So I'm going to be sewing like this, and then I'll show you what else to do. All right, so here we have the back. Okay, oops, and the front sides, front and front. All right, so what I'm going to do now is to sew the plackets before we do anything else, but I'm going to do it, start from the wrong side and then flip and sew to the right side. I'll show you how to do it. All right, so here I have my placket, and like I told you, this is the wrong side of the pattern or the fabric. So open your placket and start from the waistline, place them together, and like so, start sewing, yeah, like this. And then you can iron if you want your blouse to be more smoothly or whatever. You can iron, but I usually don't, so I hope you're seeing right. I'll just be doing this, but before I start doing it, I'm going to be pinning with obviously my pins, like here I have, yeah, and I'll be sewing upside, like up from this part here, yeah. I'll be sewing my lace, my black lace. So okay, I'll just start putting my pins like so, and I recommend to you to start doing from like the middle, with the middle point of here, and go to the other sides just like so, because sometimes it can just like go wrong, the fabric or something like that. I'm sorry, it's been so long since I spoke English, I'm sorry. And I'm not expert anymore. I can't speak English anymore. So okay, like so, I hope you can understand me. I hope you do understand me right now. But okay, like so, and we're going to be sewing this part here, as you can see. I hope you can see correctly. But before I start doing anything silly, I'll just be taking my lace like so, like this. All right, and start sewing like this. Now this and this. I recommend to you not to cut anything before you start sewing, because it can be longer and shorter. And as you can see, I did go kind of well. I think I'm an expert now. I remember how I wasn't that good before, but now I am kind of. I'm not very good, but I'll try just to do my best. So now that I have this side, I'm going to be doing the other placket. So just repeat these steps and I'll be back to you shortly. Alright, so now that we have both sides with the placket and the lace and it's all pretty, it's time to just stitch the collar parts. Alright, so it's going to be like this. Alright, like this and like this. I'm sorry, I think I did it wrong. Oh my god. OMG. So we're just going to place them like this and just before the placket, but make sure it's in the shoulder. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so here I have the collar, but I noticed I did the sewing the wrong way. So always I recommend to you to mark your pieces to know where's the shoulder and where's the let's say where's the placket or something like that. Just mark it however you like, just to make sure you're doing it right. Okay, so now I'm just top stitching like so, then flip, and this is the shoulder, so I'm going to be doing absolutely the same. Okay, like this, just hold it. All right, so let's go. Here are both of the front sides. Now what are we going to do is to put this one up here and we're gonna sew the shoulders. And if you're wondering how to do it or anything, I'll just be doing a simple tutorial video on how to do it like correctly, or do it without using the serger machine, so you can do these tutorials without any great equipment, just like I am doing right now. So yeah, I'll just do so the shoulders. Alright, so just hold it like this and do the double fold and just stop stitching like so. Oops, I'm sorry. I think I didn't let you see. Okay. Like this. Alright, so here I have the 4 pieces already with the hem. So what I'm going to do now, or maybe you'll see me until tomorrow, but I'm going to sew the the sleeve. I'm going to sew the sleeve to my bodice or the main piece to the blouse. All right. So I'll be showing you how to do it because yes, I do need to pin this one because I can do it just like blindfolded like I usually do. I don't know how to. But okay, I'll be showing you in a minute. Alright, so please always mark the wrong side of your fabric because it's going to be very useful. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to place the right side and the middle point of the shoulder with this part. Oops, I'm sorry, with this part here, and just pin it like so. And remember, you need your seams to be facing the back side or the back part of your garment. This is like a rule in general. Okay, so I'm pinning like so, and the shoulder, the middle point of the shoulder. And remember, this mark from here means the back of the sleeve. Okay, so it's going to be on the back side of my pattern, of my blouse, I mean, like so. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just to start like pinning like this, like this, and here also. Oopsie. All right, like so. Okay, now we go to the front side and repeat like this. Okay. I hope you're seeing how I'm placing the seams. I'm sorry, I'm just doing this like down, placing it to the side and down, all right? And let me finish like this. All right, so now that's pinned. I'm going to sew, and I'm also going to pin the other sleeve. I'm going to sew, and then I'll show you what's next. Alright, so now that I have all the shoulders sewn, like I'm showing you, what I'm going to do is to sew the sides of my blouse. I hope you can see it correctly, right? Like so. Like this. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, everybody, so this blouse is almost done. And now what I'm going to do is to take the ruffles, the sleeve ruffles, as you can see. Here I have the one that goes down and the one that goes up, that one. All right, so now what I'm going to do is to sew the sides of it like this, and for the other ones also like this, and I'm going to repeat it in both sides, both of my ruffle sleeves or sleeves ruffles. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that, and then I'll show you what to do next. All right, now that I have already sewn these sleeve ruffles, here I have the widest or longest one and the small ones. All right, so now what we're gonna do with both of them is to place, okay, I think you can actually see. Okay, all right, so is to place the small one inside the big one, like this, and if you like, you can pin. Just place them like this, like the seams, both of them together and facing the same side. And what I'm going to do is to top stitch at the widest stitch you have in your sewing machine, because we're gonna start pulling it to make it to make the ruffle. All right, so I'm going to the sewing machine and I'll show you how it looks like. So here I have at the widest stitch I have here available, and right now what I'm going to do is just like I told you, I'm going to start just after the stitch, I mean the seam right here. All right, and like so I'll start just sewing and leave the thread a bit long so you can pull the thread and make the ruffle. So, and if you want to make them even more, well, what I prefer to do to make it even perfect even and perfect, is to do another stitch completely parallel to that one. All right, so here we go. Like this and cut. All right, so now that I have it here, what I'm going to do is to repeat with my other sleeve. All right, so now here I have my blouse, and please make sure that you put the seams correctly. And what I mean by that is when you start iron your garment in general, be careful where you like place the seams. For example, you see like the front and the back, it's always going to be facing the back side when we're talking about the side seams. So these ones, for example, are going to be facing the back of our blouse. So just like this is the sleeve. So it's going to be placed at the back like I told you, and with our sleeve I'm going to put it inside, and remember this one's facing at the back, and also this sleeve is facing at the back like so. Now what I'm going to do is to place the seams together like this, and with my pins I'm just going to be placing it like so. And what you can do also is to make sure, for example, like this is the other point or the half of my sleeve, and make it like this. Okay, and then like this, the half of both of these parts, and then face them together and pin. Okay, now what I'm going to do is to start pulling the threads like so. Like this. Ta-da! And we are almost done. Now I'm going to also pin this part or this side like this. Oops. Okay, and I'll be repeating it this side. Okay, I think that way is correctly. Now we can start sewing, or you can do the same with the other sleeve because, well, we're going to be doing like that. All right, so I'll be doing the other sleeve and I'll show you how it looks like. All right, so here's the sleeve. Ta-da! But before you flip to the other side, what we're going to do is to pull the thread, but from the other side, like this. All right, and wash. Okay, so like this. I'm going to just be pulling and pulling. Like this. And then you can take away this other thread, okay? And you can throw it out. All right, so now that we are almost done. But before I go any further, I want to iron this blouse. And remember, if it's polyester, use like a medium heat. And if it is cotton, you can use the highest heat available in your iron, because sometimes cotton is harder to iron. All right, so I'm going, and then I'll tell you what to do with the hem of this blouse, and what we're going to do with the collar also. Okay, so let's go. All right, so I have completely ironed the blouse, and what I'm going to do now, you can do two ways. One is to make the double fold, but I won't be doing that because this part here is a bit too thick for me. So what I'm going to do is to overlock all the way to the other side, and next what I'm going to do is using my bias tape. If you have the same color as your shirt, well, that's fine. What I'm going to do is to start sewing all the bias tape around the collar, and well, I'll show you how it looks like. Alright, so I have made a very simple hem, as you can see, and I already ironed it. So now what we are going to do is to start doing the collar part, but before I'll be adding my label just in the middle of the collar, like this. So okay, so here I have the middle point of this, and here I have my specification label plus my logo label, just like this, and I'm going just to pin it here like so. Okay, and I'll just be doing a top stitch over here. This is, of course, if you have your own labels like handmade or like any other label that you have, like your name, handmade, or whatever. Please be free to use it as you wish. Whoops. Okay, now with your bias tape, we are going to start sewing. Just follow as I do. I'm going just to make it like this, and following this part here, like this measurement, here, like it's, I think is half a centimeter. I'll just start sewing here. Okay, here we go. So now, because this part is curved, I'm going carefully take my scissors and start pinching like this, okay? I'm going to top stitch, but I'll just bring like this part, like you're seeing, like this. Just bring it like this so you don't sew it, and I'll do some top stitch like at 1 millimeter. This is kind of optional if you want your finish to be correctly or more professional looking. If you like it to be more professional looking, then please do this top stitch. Now what we're gonna do, I hope you can see the top stitch, is to like bring this one down because we want to cover the seams, let's say, like this, okay? You can also like fold, I hope you can see it, you can fold, you can start sewing. All right, do another stitch at like 1 millimeter or 1/16 inches, and like so, just start sewing like this. Okay. All right, so we are almost finished, but I have to tell you, I had some trouble doing the collar part, but there's nothing to worry about because what you can do is like you start sewing, da 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 da, and you go up just as far as you can, and then do the stitches and just continue sewing, but holding this seam over here and continue sewing all around the collar, and again stitch here, and again just do as far as you can, and then you're done. So the only thing you have to do now is to add buttons. You can do it your own way, or over here in this video we'll teach you how to do it. Right now I don't have any buttonhole maker, but I'll teach you how to do it. If you have your own measurements, then you can just go ahead and follow my guide here, or you can do just as I say. So here in this paper it's not very noticeable, but as you can see there's like a small angle over here, and this is the narrowest part of the waist. So let me take something to mark. All right, then what I'm going to do here is over here, and here. Okay, so here I also have my placket part. So what I'm going to do here is to take the half of this side, and I marked here. Now I'm going to take my placket and slide it down, 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 like so, and I'll just start placing the same sign to this part, also to this part and to this part, and I'll tell you how to do it from up here, just like this. All right, so since I have here 1 centimeter down, there's not going to be any trouble. So what I'm going to do is from this centimeter, right, go down and then mark. But all right, so what I'm going to do first before I do this one is to take like a couple centimeters down. Remember that one is the seam allowance, so from this point down to this point, yeah, like this, and mark. And this is going to be like the middle part of our buttonholes. So depending which buttons you're going to do, I recommend to you to make first a test and see how wide your buttonholes are. And let's say, for example, there are 2 centimeters wide. Then what you're going to do is to go down 1 centimeter, go down 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, blah blah, and then trace, well, less 1 centimeter, right? And then start tracing one, left, up here, and then you start doing your buttonholes, and then you're finally going to be done. But I'm going to be filming that in another day because, like I told you, I don't have a buttonhole machine. I don't have a family sewing machine with me right now. So for today, at least, this is how your blouse is going to look like. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and you know, this pattern is available in the link down below, so you can go check it out, and see you in the next tutorial.